run warhammer here. And the first thing I want to bring up is a conversation I had with a subscriber the other day about, he asked me what I thought would win in the game, 1v1, an Avatar Kane or a Nemesis Dreadknight. Yeah, it started a really interesting conversation. So that made me think about doing a series where I compare leaders in 40k in parts. We are going to do that, starting very shortly, I hope. So that is the next thing I intend to do for the channel, as well as a list that the next episode that is in the pipeline. I think now I've got a few series and the sort of in the mixer, if you know what I mean. I'm going to start having scheduled uploads. This is just obviously a quick side note before we get into the actual video, because this is unit reviews, as you can see probably by the title. So I think probably trying to make Monday a unit review, Wednesday a list builder, Friday a list with a friend, Saturday a comparison, and Sunday a unit review. And we're going to move off the Eldar Codex obviously eventually. I mean, we can't stay on it forever, but I suppose they have so many units that you can stay on them quite a while. But we are on to the Guardian Jetbikes. Good unit, they're 22 mortars apiece, and their weapons score 3, ballistics score 3, strength 3, toughness 4, which is good, 1 wound, initiative 4, attacks 1, leadership 8, and a 3+ save. And their bike is equipped with a twin link shuriken catapult, which is good. It's twin link, makes up their poor ballistic skill. It's only 12 inches, so you're gonna have to get close to get any real firing off of that. Let me find the right page. So right, let's have a chat about them basically. So the upgrades they can have. Every third jet bike I replace its shuriken catapults with a single shuriken cannon at 10 points. I do this, much longer range, more shots, higher strength, lower AP. Can't really go much wrong with that, can even 10 points. And they can be squads of 3 to 12. They can be occupied by a single warlock, 45 points, and he can take his war gear and options. We can take his single spear and his 4 warlock powers, which opens up a lot of opportunities for this particular squad, which I personally find really interesting. Let's talk about jetbikes. Jetbikes are very powerful in this edition. They have Hammer of Wrath, a lot of good stuff. They've got very high movement. You can turbo boost them 30 inches, I think 48 inches. You can turbo boost these guys, so they can have a lot of movement. They can move 2d6 in the assault, even if they've shot, because we're old jetbikes. They can move over difficult and dangerous terrain. So a lot of good, so much movement. 40 inches, last turn captures. It's a lot, especially the jump shoot jump means the 12 inches isn't as bad. Of course you've got your 12-inch movement as well. So a lot of good stuff. They get their jinx save, can't forget that. So you're going to get a 5+ save just for moving. So when that heavy weaponry starts coming at you, these guys are generally quite okay. Pardon me. So let's talk about war gear loadouts. What I would go for with the war gear and squad numbers. Well, I always like to put these in squads of 6, as in small strike forces, 6s or 3s, with either 2 shuriken catapults or 1 shuriken catapult. Cannon even, sorry, shuriken cannon. And the squads of 6 sort of take the outside routes, and they sort of like pincer in on the opponent and shoot from sides and keep jumping into cover, jump, shoot, jump. You know the idea, jump, shoot, jump tactic. We all know that tactic. And squads of 3 backboard linger and just fire onto late game objectives. Because they can even be used. What your opponent forgets is if you have them hovering like somewhere non-existent on the far flank or the midfield, and you're going second to last, in that final turn, their troops, they turbo straight to his objective, and you can test it. And he's going, right, I've got 3 there, and you go, no you haven't. Guardian jetbikes are brilliant for last turn objective capping. They get so many points for this, it's unbelievable. But the last turn, just that's when they come into their own. You regather your men, you fly to the objectives. And with Eldar, first or second is always an interesting decision on whether you want to go. But there is positives of first, there's positives of second, so we can't really lose out a lot of the time. And one of the most positives of second is this. No, would I ever have the warlock? No. This is a cheap troop choice for getting objectives very fast. The warlock is not worth his points. But if you want a warlock, I would put, if you're going to go Warlocks, you want 2 squads of 6, Warlock accompanied, and you want him with, I've always suggested either Enhance, if you want to Assault when you're contesting in the last turn, to make sure you're really locked up. That 3+ save, it's quite hard to chew through these guys sometimes, and there's high Eldar toughness as well, can't forget that. And then of course what we've really got to remember here is you can also give him oh, I forgot the name of the thing, the one that means you can reroll failed morale tests and make sure they sit there, or Conceal, which isn't very popular because they've got the 3-up save and the 5-up jink anyway, so Conceal's not really adding anything because there's a lot more things that ignore cover than ignore invulnerable saves. I can't think of anything that can ignore invulnerable saves on the spot. So that's really interesting for just people to think about. So what loadouts? Let's create some loadouts and then give them a break. So first, the triple strike force, 3, a 3, and a 6. So 1 3 takes the left flank, 1 6 takes the right flank. 2 shuriken cannons, 1 shuriken cannon. Warlock with Enhance for last turn objective attacking, like really good last turn, locking up units in close combat. 1 lings the back of the board, 1 takes that flank and comes back in the last turn. So you can really mess that 40 inches, means they can think, oh, that unit will be going for my objective, and then you take the unit at the back and you go the whole across the board, and you take the unit in the middle and you go just back to the midfield. Or they think, oh, he's forgotten his own objective, 48 inches straight back, I've now got my objective. That is their strength. 22 points of model, they're really worth it. This is a short review because there's not really much to say about Guardian Jetbikes. You don't have the X-Arch upgrades, you don't have different types. So it's going to be a nice short one, and their rating is going to be 8 out of 10, just for mental games, but they do fall quite fast. And improved toughness. So 7.5, 8. That's what we're getting. This is Warhammer Wolfson. I hope you've enjoyed my Guardian review, and I am out.